Good morning, children, and welcome back to the SST class. In our previous class, children, we were doing the chapter Rights and Duties, in which we discussed the 6 fundamental rights which are gifted to us by the Constitution. These are the few advantages which, as a citizen of the country, we enjoy. Now, what were these? They were the right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, right to educational and cultural freedom, and the last one, right to constitutional remedies. We discussed how these fundamental rights give us the freedom and give us the jurisdictions in which we should act, and it also tells us what are our advantages and what are the things that we have. Okay, now today we will discuss the fundamental duties. See, this is a round the clock system, children. Like the state means the governing body of our country, it gives its citizens the fundamental rights. So in the same way, it expects something from us. And what are these things which it expects? These are the fundamental duties. Now, what are the fundamental duties? The fundamental duties given in your book on page number 136 are: number 1, to abide by the Constitution. To abide by the Constitution. What does this mean? Abide means to respect or follow the Constitution. We should always follow our Constitution as the citizen of India. This is our foremost duty, that we should respect the rule book and we should always go according to it. We should respect our national flag, national anthem, and moreover, we should respect our country. This was the first fundamental duties. Next, we have to uphold and protect. To uphold and protect the sovereignty unity and integrity of the country. Means we should always uphold and protect. Means we should always keep in mind and we should safeguard this sovereignty, means the jurisdiction and the power by which our country functions. That is the sole jurisdiction which it enjoys. The unity, like we all know, India is a very united country in the form because it has unity in diversity. There are various cultures, religions staying in this country, and we should always maintain that unity and protect it also. And the integrity. Now, what is integrity? Means the self-respect, the respect of our country. We should always remember that we as an Indian, we have the responsibility of the name of our country on our shoulders. Wherever we go, we are called by the name Indian. So we should always remember that we should not do any such thing that it brings a bad name to our country. Next, we have to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. To defend the country What is defend the country? Means to safeguard the country whenever it is in need, and render national service when called upon to do so. Service when called upon to do so. Like, we should always defend our country means the Navy, Army, Air Force, the way they protect our countries whenever the country is in danger. So this is our duty which we should never forget while the country is in danger. To promote harmony and sense of brotherhood among the citizens of the country. Now this is a very easy thing which you can understand. To promote harmony means to promote peacefulness, to promote cooperation, to promote love among every religion, and we should keep the brotherhood intact. Means we should never forget that we as Indians are united by this word Indian, and we all belong to one country, whether irrespective of our caste, creed, okay, and religion. To safeguard public property. Whenever you are going somewhere, like you are visiting any heritage place, then you should always remember that this place should not be tampered or hampered in any way. We should keep it very properly as it is a heritage to our country. Next, to protect and improve the natural environment of the country means we should safeguard the plants, we should safeguard the trees, because if we don't safeguard these, they are going to hamper and our mother earth and our country India, our motherland, it will suffer, because these like plants, trees, they are somewhere or the other connected to our motherland, to our earth, to the soil where we are born and brought up. Next, parents and guardians must give educational opportunities to their children between the age of 6 to 14 years. As I told you, in that fundamental rights, if you refer to page number 135 children, they're on page number 135, fundamental right number 5, that is right to cultural and educational freedom. In that right also I told you that below the age of 14 everyone is liable to get education. Everyone has a right to get educated. So this fundamental duty also tells the parents and the guardians of the children aged between 6 and 14 that they should educate these children. Why? Because they are the future of our country. This was all about fundamental duties, children. Next, we have the directive principles of state policy, which we will do in our next class. Till then, your homework is go through this topic, our fundamental duties. If you have any problem, children, kindly ping me or call me. I'm just a call away, children. Till then, take care of yourself and have a good day ahead.